Hello, good morning and welcome to That's Football. It's your latest transfer news. And who would have thought at the start of this transfer window that Juventus would be the key player in the global transfer window of the summer? It's not just Ronaldo, it's Dybala, it's Alex Sandro, it's the domino effect, which we've mentioned before. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what Juventus have done. And Serie A, as I've said, is back on the map. They're back on the map in relation to what they're doing. They've got a lot of good players at Juventus. Pjanic, Dybala, Higuain, Alex Sandro. Really, really good players, really good team. They're going to add Ronaldo into that. And interestingly, just about Dybala, before we talk about Alex Sandro and Ronaldo and all the other news from today, Dybala has been linked to Liverpool. Now, Liverpool in the Liverpool Echo have come out and said there's no interest from Dybala from Liverpool. And to be honest with you, as a non-Liverpool fan, I don't see how they could do that deal anyway. Dybala would be north of £125 million. He's still in his early 20s. He's one of the better younger players in the world of football. He'd be quite at home playing for a Barcelona or a Real Madrid. So Liverpool, I don't see that happening. And I don't think Juventus need to make that sort of a statement to bring Ronaldo. Ronaldo can go to Juventus, but there's no point in them selling all their good players. Pjanic apparently wants to stay at Juventus. I'm sure Dybala will as well. Maybe Higuain will go. Maybe Alex Sandro will go. In relation to Ronaldo, he's meant to be signing in the next 48 hours. However, there is some interesting thing from the Sport Witness this morning saying that there may be issues here because Ronaldo is intrinsically linked into a number of the contracts that Real Madrid have acquired, i.e. in relation to those contracts run until 2020, 2021, and part of those contracts are based on Ronaldo being part of Real Madrid. So how you solve that? It's not just buying a footballer anymore, is it? It's buying a player that's a massive part of what Real Madrid achieve contractually and marketing-wise. So maybe it's not going to be in the next 48 hours, as was the story last night. But in relation to Alex Sandro, and a lot of people are United fans on here, the situation with Alex Sandro is this, that last night there was some story from France that PSG are entering the race to sign Alex Sandro. It's not the first time that PSG have been mentioned in relation to Sandro. However, everybody you listen to, everybody that's talking about the Sandro deal, it really is the case that United are at the front of the queue to sign him. And the delay is based on this Juventus deal that they're trying to do with Real Madrid and Ronaldo. And once that's resolved one way or another, that's when they'll look at the Alex Sandro deal. I think if Ronaldo signs for Juventus, as is expected, Alex Sandro will leave Juventus and they'll make £50 million from it, which they can put towards the costs of Ronaldo. Alex Sandro, if he's got a choice between Manchester United and PSG, with all due respect to PSG, I think he would choose Manchester United. It's the bigger club, it's the bigger status, and it's the bigger chance of becoming part of the Brazilian squad if you are doing well at Manchester United. And obviously, Fred's there as well. Yes, there are Brazilians playing for PSG, but it didn't do Marquinhos any good, did it? He didn't make it into the Brazil squad. It was Miranda from Italy. And I think that the stock is rising and it will rise further if it is at Manchester United. So interesting to see. And as I said, Juventus are the ones. Juventus are the ones, aren't they, that are doing the business. So yeah, very interesting in relation to that. Sorry, it appears we've got a bit of a problem with the sound. I've just realised what it is. Is it terrible, the sound? I don't think so. I think we've got away with it, so we'll just carry on. I've changed it a little bit. Sorry, that was my fault. In other news, Riyad Mahrez will be a Manchester City player imminently. People are saying the end of this week. I think he's always going to be a Man City player. He's not gone to France as part of Leicester's pre-season. He's hung back to get the deal over the line with Man City. I think Man City are going on the US tour, aren't they? Really interesting thing about Manchester City is that we had a situation with them being very, very rich, Manchester City. However, they've never spent more than £60 million on a player. Despite everybody knowing they're loaded, despite them buying loads of players, they've never spent more than £60 million on a player. And you look at Liverpool, £75 million for Van Dijk. You look at Manchester United, £90 million for Pogba, £75 million for Lukaku. Chelsea have gone over that as well. But Man City have never done it. And it's amazing. And it just shows you that. And they don't pay massive wages either. So from a business point of view, yes, they've got a lot of money, but they don't get mugged off in the transfer market, which I think is really interesting. Sorry for the issues with the sound. I've sorted it out now. It was just a button I hadn't clicked before I'd gone live. Talking about Chelsea, still expected that Sarri will be their new manager. But it's opened up a situation with Jorginho. Now, Man City have all summer been signing Mahrez and Jorginho. However, Chelsea may now be interested in Jorginho, which is pushing Man City, say the Mirror, towards Kovacic from Real Madrid. Which, to be honest with you, if they get Kovacic from Real Madrid, I think he's a fantastic signing for them. Bayern Munich and Bild, who are the German outlet, are saying that Robert Lewandowski will not be leaving Bayern Munich. There was a lot of talk that he would. He's now expected to stay. And I think a lot of that's to do with who would take Lewandowski. Yes, he scores a lot of goals for Bayern Munich, but he was pretty poor in the World Cup. The sort of money that Bayern Munich would want for Lewandowski, I don't think there's a club out there that's going to move for him. I don't think Real Madrid would want him. Barcelona certainly not. I don't think United, Man City, any of the top Premier League clubs are looking at him. So unless there's an opportunity at somewhere like PSG, I don't think the doors are open for Lewandowski. Maybe he was looking for a move, but maybe nobody's going to look at him. So that's interesting as well. Roma are saying in relation to Alisson, who's been touted by Real Madrid and Liverpool, that they've had no significant offers for him at all. And Manchester United and Real Madrid have met officials from Lazio to discuss a move for 23-year-old Serbian midfielder Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. That's been reported via Talk Sport. And Newcastle are hoping to sign Chelsea winger Kennedy on loan. Juventus have told Liverpool they can sign Croatian winger Marko Pjaca, 23, this summer for 22 million. That's been reported by Gazzetta dello Sport. See a little bit more money coming to Juventus there. And West Ham making moves in the transfer market, bringing in Jack Wilshere yesterday. They're looking at Sevilla attacking midfielder Franco Vasquez, who's 22, with the Spanish club open to selling the Italian international for the right offer. And that's been reported by Sport Witness as well. So lots and lots going on. Let's have a look at the live comments. Tutto Sport claim Juventus have slashed Sandro's price to 35 million to force the sale to raise funds for Ronaldo's transfer and stay within financial fair play. Any info on it? True Mark. I haven't read that. So I don't know. I mean, I do think that Sandro will come to Manchester United, but it's a case of when, and I don't think it'll happen before United go on the US tour at the weekend. Remember, tonight we've got the watch along back as well. It's Belgium versus France. We'll be live at 6:30 tonight with Belgium versus France World Cup watch along. We've done every single watch along on this channel throughout the World Cup, coming towards the end now, but we'll be back tonight at 6:30 live with France Belgium. Really looking forward to that. You can join me for that. Tomorrow night, obviously, it's the England-Croatia game, but we will be live at midday as well. Rahul says, I'm confident that Zidane will take over from Jose next summer if Jose leaves. A lot of talk that he'd go to Juventus next summer, actually. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Seriously, Jose's draining the fun out of watching football. He won't change next season, said Red Devils TV. And Ismail says, Alex Sandro deal done. Ronaldo deal done tomorrow. Savic is not coming to United. He may be going to Real Madrid. Be interesting to see if you're right of that. And Bale swap deal for Lukaku. Is it true, says Palish. That's been reported by the Daily Star. Absolutely not a chance that Romelu Lukaku leaves Manchester United this summer. Maybe in the future, because he is fast becoming one of the best strikers in the world, but not a chance in a million years that Lukaku will be leaving Manchester United this summer. No way. Aguero says Wilfried Zaha to Borussia Dortmund would be an interesting deal, but they do have Jadon Sancho, who they got from Man City, so I don't know whether they'd be looking at Zaha, but it's the sort of deal that Dortmund would do. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But I think that Spurs looks more likely for Zaha. He's not going to sign a new deal at Palace, and I think he wants another shot at a big club. So it wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to see. Lukaku the GOAT says Alex Sandro's better than Marcelo. Not for me. He's the best left back in the world, Marcelo. But you know, Alex Sandro would like to see him at Manchester United. And Salih Deverred says, how are these clubs getting the money for the deals? I can't understand it when United seem to be dealing with their hands tied behind their backs. I think what that's all about, Sally, is that Manchester United are a business and they want to make profits. And they don't want to release lots of money to buy players. They could do, but they don't want to. Whereas other clubs, they want to go and get the money done. And of course, there was a story this morning on Twitter that Manchester United have been offered Ronaldo, but they're not interested. Probably don't want to pay the money. And Lukaku wanted by everyone now. No chance Jose will ever let him go, says Lynn Hall. And I think if Zidane was our manager, we would have got Ronaldo, says Hemorrhage Bat. And do you think Pogba will go, says Dalroy Allen. I think if Pogba wins the World Cup, there may be an interest from somebody like Barcelona. And I'm not convinced that Pogba's totally happy at Manchester United, but I don't see Pogba leaving at all. In relation to the game tonight, Belgium versus France, what a game it's going to be. Both countries very close to each other, both teams littered with talent. So many interesting aspects to it. Chelsea fans will say Hazard versus Kante, and obviously Courtois as well. United fans have got Pogba versus Fellaini and Lukaku. Really interesting which way it's going to go. And obviously there's the Man City connection as well, Real Madrid connection. So really looking forward to that. Make sure you join us at 6:30. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember, we're doing this show every midday, Monday to Friday, so do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Drop a like on the video, and if you're watching Belgium-France tonight, join us on the watch along later on. We'll be live at about 6:30. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. If you're interested in the United stand, we've got Flex and Rants going up at 1 o'clock with their weekly United chat and all that. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon.